initiatives. So perfect example, we currently are partnering with the municipality itself through our animal internship, youth center, and senior center as well. We also have different college campus tour opportunities that we offer our students. So we visit RVCC. Our upcoming field trips consist of Fairleigh Dickinson University, Monmouth University. We've been to Princeton, Drexel University, and so forth. Columbia University. There's so many, so I'm sorry if one slips my mind. We also actually offer students what's called the Time Shared program through RVCC, which is an advanced manufacturing program for our upperclassmen students. So they attend Franklin High School in the morning, and the afternoon they go to RVCC, where they work on hands-on projects and they earn different certifications. We also have our construction trades program, which takes place at the middle school, and we have several students who are currently participating in that. So again, hands-on experiences that students could engage with. Shifting gears, we have a model fine visual arts program. We have an upcoming spring musical, Cinderella. So if you are available, please check that out. We are constantly, offering students the opportunity to participate in different, concerts to showcase their skills. Our students also actually paint different walls, right? They paint different murals around the school. So our school is beautified by our students themselves. To add on to that, we have our AP initiative, right, which I always love talking about because I work very closely with our supervisor of equity and inclusion. So our goal is to increase student enrollment in our AP courses, right? So we want different students from different backgrounds to take these rigorous courses and increase their opportunity to attend colleges post high school. So recently we held our AP Family Night, in which we we inform our parents about our different AP course offerings. We have AP ambassadors who also connect with students, prospective students, and families, and we just talk about what we're doing, what we offer at Franklin High School in terms of our AP curriculum. We also had what's called our AP Ambassador Day, where our current AP students have the chance to speak to students who are interested in taking AP classes, and they talk about the pros and cons of AP, what it's like as an AP student. They displayed their individual courses, and it was a great experience for everyone to see everyone together. We also, let me know if I missed something because there's so much that we do. We also have, athletics wise, we recently hosted the Metro Classic tournament, right? This is our second year doing that. I know Rohan is shaking his head. So, Franklin High School is just home to a lot of different things, right? Different activities. We're also hosting our state wrestling tournament, and upcoming state basketball tournaments, wrestling. Speaking of hosting, on Saturday we hosted our first annual robotics competition. Okay, so that was very interesting to experience. I think I hit upon different, Rohan. I think I hit upon. I'm looking at you because I saw you there Saturday, so I'm thinking of anything else that I missed. In general, like I said, I pride myself, currently speaking as interim principal, of the different opportunities that we do offer our students, right, through our clubs, through our initiatives, through our courses, electives. It's honestly just wonderful to see everything that we offer our students.
I understand also you have Brothers Keeper, the one that President Obama had that started as well at your high school?
With the law enforcement.
Yes.
I'm not as familiar, but yeah.
So My Brother's Keepers, this is a partnership with the police department,
Right.
community division, and they've worked with many of our students over the last 2 years.
Right.
And continue to grow it. So yes, My Brother's Keeper is a Obama initiative.
Right. And they're trying to, I understand they want it certified this year, so I mean, really, it's one of the township in the area.
So the police, the folks that's been assigned to it from the police department come to our school to mentor and work with our students on a regular basis.
That's nice. I didn't know that.
Officers Belvin and Detective Gregory
Belvin,
are the main two that handle that.
Oh, okay.
I have a couple of questions, actually. Our township is the second most diverse township in New Jersey. And we pride ourselves because it's such a great opportunity to learn and celebrate different traditions, cultural as well as the faith tradition. What are some of the programs that you do in high school to integrate our community together so they can be unified, have mutual respect? So that's one question. The other question is that Ramadan is going to be starting in a couple of days, as you know. What are you doing? What kind of facilities or programs you're offering for the students that they are going to be fasting? They cannot probably participate in sports, maybe definitely not going to be eating and so forth. So if you could comment on those two areas, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so at Franklin High School, we have a plethora of clubs, right? We have nearly 60 clubs. And throughout those clubs, we do emphasize, doing community service, teaching that, modeling that for our students, so connecting with our community resources. Our counseling department also has very close connections with different community resources as well as our SAC. We also recently we celebrated Muslim Heritage Month, right, in January. So we hosted different lunch activities. We also had daily quotes that our student ambassadors read every morning just to celebrate the diversity found in their school. Like I said, Black History Month is coming to an end, but we celebrate it throughout the year regardless. So same thing. We have different resources available to our staff and students, right, in our library, which our media specialist shares. We also read weekly poems, daily motivational quotes related to famous poets or historical figures. We had the assemblies that, like I said, we started today and will conclude tomorrow. And then generally speaking, I actually work very closely with our Muslim Association Club advisor, and she's actually coordinating a Ramadan gratitude event where students will be participating in community service. And that is connected to Elijah's Soup Kitchen, and we help contribute to that cause. We also have a safe space for our students who do pray and need, that quiet time. They prefer not to go to the cafeteria. We have the library available to them. We have different spaces of which we've identified for those students. So there is a, what we call Zen Den, where students can pray. So that has been reserved for those students.
Can I just add?
I've got to ask.
Can I add to that? I want to make sure you also know the importance of our clubs in our building.
Yeah.
The clubs in our building, she mentioned to one Muslim Students Association, there's a Black Youth Association, there's an Asian Awareness Association. We have multiple different clubs to allow our students to connect with their cultures and share their cultures with our student body. I think that's the beauty of Franklin High School, because we're so diverse and we have multiple clubs we're a very accepting community as well too. We'll allow our clubs to show what they can do, and I think that's very powerful. In addition, you mentioned Ramadan. You may not remember this, but Ramadan is coming, and if you didn't have it, I'll make sure I share it with you, is that I send a reminder every year for Ramadan for our staff to make sure they know the time period of Ramadan because it changes every year because of the moons, right? But to give them tips, we give them tips. Tons of articles out there just on tips on how teachers can support our students through Ramadan. So that's something we typically give out every year, so our staff know that. And as you mentioned, the praying, right? I can remember that, and you do it too. I walked in the other day. I'll give up my office to allow a student to pray, right? Because they wanted something. I have a nice carpet in my office too. But that's something that we do, and that's just the we're a very accepting community at Franklin.
So 1997, we brought the Stand Up for the Other pledge to all the schools. Actually, in Franklin Township was the first township that 7,000 students took that pledge. Are you familiar with the pledge on this? Okay, I'm going to give you a copy. I can actually have it here. We took it yesterday in the council chamber. And the reason we did it because we had a lot of officers there that they were sworn in.
That's really good.
And so this pledge is really a beautiful pledge, which was actually initiated in 1996. And basically, I'll read it for everybody to hear. It says, while interacting with members of my own faith or ethnic community or with others, if I hear hateful or derogatory comments from anyone about members of any other community, I pledge to stand up for the other and challenge bigotry in any form. Now, this is part of anti-bullying in schools, actually. It is part of it. So I'm just going to give you a copy. You can keep it because that's a very important pledge. And I remember Dr. Ravali when he started doing this, and he made a good program. I don't know, you were here or not. Yeah. And the students had all kinds of activities around that. And that's part of they made it that part of anti-bullying efforts that they have. So it may not be a bad idea once in a while to remind students so they can remember this pledge. So because it's so important for our community, a diverse community, that if somebody says something and puts the one community down, they can defend the other one.
Absolutely, and just to add, because it relates to what you just said, we do have, we do pride ourselves in the inclusiveness that exists within our school building. General ed students, our special needs students from different cultural backgrounds, like everyone, all our students do a great job celebrating each other's uniqueness and diversity. So I do want to comment on that. Okay.
And that's a good thing. I just want to double check with the recent execution of the executive order on DE&I. Those words are disappearing rapidly from corporate boardrooms, including the firm that I work for. Has there been any impact to the outlook that you have or the plans that you have around equity and inclusion?
Well, that hasn't personally affected us because we continue doing what we think is best for our students, and that is celebrating diversity, okay, and continue expanding what we currently have. So, just to demonstrate an example of how inclusive we are, we have what's called a One Warrior program where our general ed students work with our special needs students in a physical education setting. And they help our special needs students develop those skills that they wouldn't be able to do so on their own in a larger class, in a larger gym setting. So we continue, despite what's going on nationally, locally speaking, right, internally in Franklin High School, we continue building our programs, we continue celebrating diversity, and we want to make sure students feel valued and safe in our building.
And district-wide,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Not
has
just
come
Franklin
up-
High School, yeah.
Nothing has come up to change anything.
What are your greatest challenges? You've given us a lot of your highlights, but there must be challenges that you've identified that you're facing, and what are the approaches for those?
Yeah, so like at any high school, right? Students are always going to have disagreements. Okay, so rather than, how are we helping students build that maturity to help them communicate with one another? So we do implement, we're very big with our restorative practices, right? So when there is a conflict that is brought to our attention, we help students talk to each other, right? Talk to us, describe the conflict. How can we help repair whatever is going on? So that's something that is a challenge, right? How do we prevent students from engaging in fights or disagreements, something that could lead to something greater? So that focus, restorative practices, that has definitely helped us. Another challenge is obviously, vaping. That's nationwide, right? Even globally. So we do have, our SAC department does a great job educating our students about, the harms that is associated with that. So we have different programs available, different initiatives through our lunch periods where students can learn more about the harms. We have bulletin boards, right, describing what any harm that's associated with that. We have our monthly, quarterly parent check-in meetings where we also connect with our families to reiterate the importance of having these conversations at home. So those are honestly our two biggest challenges.
Any other questions? Edna?
Has there been a need to address the climate for young people whose parents may be dealing with some challenges due to immigration status? I mean, I received an email about a week and a half ago that ICE had been in town in Somerset on Hamilton Street at a business. So wondering if that has trickled down and what, if anything, is being done to address the anxiety of our kids.
Absolutely. So, that's a great question, right? It's something that's affecting everyone. I recently met with my staff and we had such a great conversation about how can we support our students, right? Especially those students who are currently dealing with anxiety of potentially being deported or their parents, right? So I just reminded them, these are the protocols. We should be those trusted adults in the building and reassuring them that this is a safe space. I did have a parent approach me about it. They were very, they also heard that ICE was in the community. So I reassured them that their child was safe, that we had a plan set in place in the event that would happen, right? But I think it's just reassuring our staff members, our students, that the school is a safe place and that we have the appropriate measures put in place in the event that an agent would approach us at the building.
Good question.
Yeah, that is a great
Anybody
question.
else?
I had a question. You were talking about the career and technical education, and it's actually my research field. Do you have opportunities for students to do like apprenticeships where they're like actually working for businesses while they're in school and also like learning certain occupational standards?
Well, yeah, so we have the RVCC Advanced Manufacturing Program where they can earn OSHA safety card, and if they pass a NIM certification test, right, that could actually be used in industry-related careers. So that's one. The construction trades program, that's also a hands-on program, and through those, their instructors, obviously they're actually in the field, so easily speaking, they can build a connection, right, and I'm sure if they do a great job, that's something that could lead to a future role in the field as well. Like I said, the internships that we've been partnering up with the district legislative assembly, as well as the youth center, animal shelter, they've even said themselves, like if they do a great job, they're committed to it, that could lead to future roles as well.
Can I just add to
Yes.
that? The
CTE, yes.
CTE program.
Yes.
So CTE programs is the career technical educational programs where we have 3 that is qualified. TV production, marketing, which is the newest, and our dance. So part of it is it's like a high level course, but the other part is that they actually get a chance to go out into the businesses and work in those particular fields. So yes, those are the 3 areas that we have, and marketing is the next. I know next year they're looking to even add more. So we have a CTE coordinator to help guide us and push us to expand, and I'm looking forward to see what's next.
Are you partnering with any like community colleges as well to try to get kids like college credit while they're still in high school?
Dual enrollment?
We have, yes. So we do have dual enrollment partnerships with RVCC and Seton Hall, and that's also something that we're trying to expand through our English department and math department
With Seton.
with Seton Hall.
Along with Sabrina's question, I always like to ask, as you know, our high school is terrific. I've been here a long time and everything else, but we also have a slew of charter schools. Does the administration at all get together with the administration of the charter schools at all?
We don't typically get together with them. I am familiar with Dr. Sakan from CJCP. He actually helped me with my doctorate, by the way.
Yeah.
So I know him from that. But in terms of partnerships, not really.
Yeah, because especially Alex and I are a part of the Martin Luther King Community Foundation, and we always, as you know, one of our main purposes is to give scholarships, and we always have to be careful that we always go to the high school, but we also have to go to other charter schools. And so I was just wondering. Anybody else?
I was going to ask. I had a question.
Johnny, go ahead.
No, I was raised, of course, in a most economically challenging neighborhood part of Franklin, and I was wondering, after hearing all these good things that's going on in your high school, has there been any effect because of the economics and challenges that's going on in my part of the neighborhood? Has it had any effect on the students in school? That's actually the attendance part.
So, it varies, right? You're always going to have a small percentage of students who struggle with attendance, but we do have, our counselors work very closely with the grade level vice principals. We do our parent we coordinate parent meetings. We have our attendance officer who we also work closely with. We have attendance meetings. We do home visits. In the event that, we notice there is a true concern related to the students' attendance. Like I said, attendance is always going to be something that students struggle with, right? A small population, but we try to be proactive so it won't become a problem down the line.
What are you doing for student mental health? I know I come out of the background from the Y. We created a whole unit to try to help with, especially with the COVID atmosphere and post-COVID. A lot of things were surfacing. So how are you dealing with that?
Yeah, so great question as well. Our counseling department, like I said, our SAC counselors, we offer our students different resources, all right? We actually have our own therapist who offers individual counseling during the school day for our students. So that's actually a great new addition for that purpose. That's to serve that purpose. In general, right, weekly check-ins with our counselors, case managers, and we also connect with community resources as well, which students can take advantage of, and families.
Anybody else? If not, we thank you as always, and keep us posted on what's going on. We have these two good high school students that keep us posted, but and we're very good. We'll lose one of them because it's going to be graduating, right? So
Class of 2025.
So I'll be asking you for some names for a replacement.
Absolutely.
But we thank you, and
Thank you so much
Awesome.
for stepping up and filling up this interim
She's doing a
position.
phenomenal job.
Yeah, we
Phenomenal
appreciate it.
job.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dr. Sullivan.
Hi, Nick.
Okay, I will. I'm going to go around and shake everyone's hand. It was a pleasure. All right, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Nice
Pleasure
meeting
was
you.
all mine. Pleasure was all
Nice
mine.
meeting you.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
meeting
Nick,
you.
take care of my girl now. Yeah, just get my girl. Make sure I tell her hello.
Appreciate it.
See you tomorrow.
I'll be right.
Nice meeting you. All right, nice meeting you. All right, take care. Nice
We live
meeting
next
you.
door together. I'm a little girl all up.
Kelly, that's for you.
I know, I was about to take it.
Keep me posted on that.
I will. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Hey, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Take care. Take care.
Bye, Nick.
I want to welcome back Pete Clark. He had some surgery that he was unavailable for a while, but it looks like he's hopping now a little bit.
He's a reserve list.
And I will welcome you back. I'm happy.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Good. You don't
Yeah, you're close.
Oh, okay.
Let's move on to the police report. Last month, there was some delay because the police were very tied up, so we didn't have a report, but we have one tonight, so Officer Russo, you're on.
So just want to apologize about last month. It was actually on me. I ended up got the same thing. I had a surgery as well that night. Ended up in the hospital. A couple scenarios for myself. But other than that, I'm back healthy, going back to all this good stuff. But a couple of things just we have coming up. March 19th, we have our chess club starting up again. It's a great club we run through the youth center. Officer Dospace usually runs that. He's actually out on medical now for 9 months, I would say. But we have Officer Tirado and Officer Mahone. They're going to be spearheading that. It's a great club. Chess tournament goes through with it. They get us a prize at the end for whoever comes in first for it. But it's a fantastic club. Again, it's March 19th, and the application's open right now for that. We have our community food distribution. We hold it at First Baptist Church. That is on March 5th, first Wednesday of every month. It starts at 11 and it goes until we run out of food, which usually lasts about an hour and a half. No questions asked. People pull up with their cars. We throw 2 boxes of produce, vegetables, whatever we have in those boxes, and they drive right off. No questions, no IDs, no nothing. You just grab and go. And then the last one, the police department's going to be participating in the Keene Career Fair. That's going to be on March 11th. So if you know any college students, high school students that are interested in becoming a law enforcement, we have over 120 law enforcement agencies from across the nation and the state who are going to be participating in that career fair, whether it be municipal, local, or federal. So if you know anybody who's interested in that, show up, come around, and talk to a bunch of people, a bunch of officers. So. Yeah.
I have a couple more. Can I add a couple more that you guys do? One is the Read Across America, which is going to be on March 3rd.
Yeah, Read Across America, March 3rd. Myself and Officer Belvin are going to be part of that in McAfee Road School.
Yeah, so basically the officer goes to schools, and I'm going to invite you to our school, to one of you. So they go and read to the kids, so which is a great way to build the relationships. And the other one was the Garden State Track Club 10 Miler.
Yes.
That's coming up. That's going to be on March 23rd as well. But great job.
Making sure everyone's safe for that run. Yeah, it's a great event. On top of the Read Across America, we also do the PACER program. We go to every single elementary school, I believe once or twice a month. It takes a lot of officers to get through it, but we go through and meet multiple kids, multiple classes to read to, every single class. Any questions they have about police work, they get to ask us. They ask, do you have a badge? Do you have this? What's this camera on your hip? Like it's a great thing. A lot of fun questions. I think the best way to put it. When you have
My kids were in school. I used to go every year to the Dr. Seuss reading class.
The Read Across America.
We used to have to read. We used to have to read Dr. Seuss to the school.
I have a question.
It was Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss.
I have a serious question. Franklin's finest, I want you guys to know, Franklin Township Police Department is the finest police department in the state. And I'm telling Johnny Tipp said that. They ain't worried about that. He know me. You know what I'm saying? They're good cops. They're good cops. I got a problem with on the television when they have the Franklin Township, all the necessary programs that you just mentioned. I almost fell off the seat about the chess program that you got. From kids from the 1st grade to the 5th grade. From the 1st grade to the 5th grade. And for them to get in that program, you want $176 a person.
Who does?
You do. Who else running the program?
All of our programs are free. We don't charge anybody for any programs.
Now, see, I said that last night, and Kimberly got mad at me. Now, I want you guys to look at channel 33. I got maybe they got it on my channel only, but on channel 33, if you look at the Franklin Township
Council meeting.
program they got, and then they got for joint assessment, they got each participant from the first grade to the fifth grade. They have $176. If you join that basketball program, they want $45 per child to join the basketball program. And then if you want to join the, I don't know what coding is. You got to know what coding is. And if you want to join the coding program, they want $163 for each child to go in. And I got this, I'm in an economic challenged neighborhood, and they say, what the hell? I mean, what? They're crazy?
I can tell you every single program that the police department runs, we finance ourselves. Everything is free for anybody in the township.
And I kind of figured that.
Yep.
So I don't know
charge
what, you
whatsoever.
should see the television screen. The kid said, Mr. Tibbs, what?
They're not
And
part of-
it's on the screen daily.
That's not part of the police, though, John.
Yeah, it's different.
No, it's the
programs.
Franklin Township
No,
Recreation.
Recreation.
The Recreation Board. It's the
Recreation Board, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
However, there are scholarships available.
But see, how is the public supposed to know?
There are charges because we pay them.
Am I not correct,
Pay
first
the
of all?
vendors.
Tell me, Michelle, am I not correct?
You are correct. I'm not sure about that. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but.
Yeah, well, it is $135 for to join something else, and then they got this executive men basketball. They want $95 for each guy to come in and train the kid how to play basketball.
But it's not the police, John, so, okay. Anything else? Thank you.
That's all I have for the police.
Thank you
department.
very
If anybody has
much.
any questions or anything.
Okay, let's move on. Thank you.
So have a good night, all right?
You too, son. Okay, buddy.
Thanks. Tell the police director, thank you.
Will do.
Thank you.
Do so.
Any report on the flags?
I reached out to Assemblyman Danielson's office, as Councilman Karzai mentioned, and advised, so I'm waiting to hear from them. And our project manager, Safi Callan, suggested that I reach out to gateflags.com, which is the company that some of our neighboring communities in this county have used.
You want to briefly explain that to,
So we're
by the way, let me go back for those of you who weren't on time. We have a new HRC commissioner, Ms. Sharon and
Avatar.
Savitar. So
Savitar.
introduce yourself to her because she comes highly recommended and she'll be a wonderful addition to our commission. I'm sorry.
So I'm Edna Aragoya-Hitchner, and I am the vice chair of this group. Have served for a long time. I brought to the commission the idea that we start hanging flags in the community and host our very own Hometown Heroes project. And I'm sure you've seen flags all over the country and throughout the county as well
I grew up
as
in
the
Phillipsburg,
state.
and I think they participated in that.
Yeah.
I remember driving through town and seeing the
Yeah,
flags.
so flags of various sizes are hung, contain, feature the photograph of living or deceased residents of the town that have served in various branches of the military. So Gary and I met with our township project manager a few months ago to get the ball rolling further. She met with the mayor of a neighboring town, suggested that I reach out to gateflags.com because they were responsible for setting up the flags in a neighboring community. So the long and short of it is that now it is time for me to put together a proposal with prices, etc. And there's some things that still need to be determined, but we're in the fact-finding phase of this project right now. One of the things that I have found out since our last meeting is that the price of flags can range anywhere, depending on the size, can range upwards of, $70 to upwards of $150, depending on the size of the flag. We had talked at previous meetings about where we would feature the flags. So the idea is to put them somewhere in this complex, perhaps fill the whole complex with flags, and then if we need additional space, then we would spill out into DeMott. So for the next meeting, I'll have a proposal with more of these facts that we've gathered. I'm sure by then I will have heard from Assembly Danielson's office also. And once there is a project plan on paper, we can then deliver it to the township manager and also to the council for their consideration.
How would you get the demographics in terms of, who would be eligible for that?
I've written copy that will be featured on our website. Typically, communities get the word out via, for example, the Franklin Township channel or the local newspapers, local electronic media outlets such as Tap Into's. We have our own in-town, Franklin Reporter, of course, is one of our media outlets here locally. We let folks know the criteria is always that you be connected somehow to the township or to the town where the flags will hang. So that's typically...
I think one of the quandaries we have is that it was going through is that Franklin, Somerset does not have a VFW or American Legion. Like if you go to a Manville, for example, you'll see Manville has it. They have in Phillipsburg, same thing. Some communities
So you have a place to go to, and they have records already.
This community uses Canal Walk for a lot of their programs, which is, it doesn't mean a lot of those people are from Franklin originally. They may have moved into Canal Walk through as a 55 and over. So that's one of the quandaries that it has had during that period of time.
Yeah, I met with the Chamber of Commerce, for example, just to get their endorsement for the project. And there is a gentleman at Canal Walk who really functions as our leader of those who have served in the armed forces, because we don't have a VFW. And I also met with him, and he also endorsed the project. So I haven't...
How many flags are available now? Do we know?
We don't know that yet, not until... So once we announce the project, something will go on the website. There'll be a link to the form that you fill out, giving us the name of the person you wish to be honored, what military branch did he or she serve in, et cetera. So then we will have a count.
And who's funding this? Do we know?
Well, typically, including our township manager reached out to one of our local communities here in Somerset County. Their project, as well as others, have been financed by the families that request the. I have yet to find any community that has funded the project otherwise.
Right. You're right.
Typically, the family.
The family who does that.
And some of the things that we'll have to consider when the time comes, and some of these things won't necessarily be our decision as a commission, it'll be the decision of the town, of course, is, how long do you hang the flag? Yeah. A lot of communities take down their flags during the winter months so as not to ruin them because of the weather. The snow and the rain, the elements will affect.
Thank you, Edna.
Our new pastor at Holy Trinity he just came on board in the fall, and he's a retired military chaplain. I don't know if he would be of any help as we go forward, but I'm sure he'd be willing. Pastor Gregory Jans. So he just came on board with us in August, September timeframe, but he usually has a pretty good take on things that involve veterans.
Thank you, Edna. Peter, now that you're back, so to speak, have you made any progress?
Right. So three things that we're
and Edna with a new HR.
Right. So there's three items that were on the table there. First, we have a subcommittee
Yeah.
for the pamphlet. We're going to put a pamphlet together for the Human Relations Commission.
Nora and you.
Exactly. And then, so I will reach out. We're trying to do a subcommittee meeting before our regular meeting, so it's not two meetings, 2 different nights. So I will follow up with that, with both of you. And we have the original one. So we'll
Now
just
that we
work
have
on
now that we have a wonderful group of commissioners, and now's the time to really
Right.
get the new brochure.
So we'll discuss it. I think there's some questions we have. Also, the state, actually, Somerset County does not have a directory for other human relations commissions. The state does, but the county doesn't, for whatever reason, I don't know. Number 2 was, so we're going to work on that. Then number 2 was, I sent you today, that the diversity,
I did see that.
right, diversity, district runs a diversity night in May.
That's in May.
Right,
We'll
and
get involved.
we had a table last
Last
this
year,
year.
yeah, you and
So
I.
just giving you a heads up, Gary will send you the registration form, things like that, information on it, so you have it.
Yeah, we'll get involved
It
in
was
that.
a wonderful event last year.
May 15th.
Okay.
And then the third
Okay,
thing,
Alex, go ahead.
I'm sorry, the third thing real quick, is that I had reached out to you, maybe somewhere down the road where Gary gets a guest speaker all the time, maybe have somebody from another, either a Somerset town or from Middlesex, representative from the Relations Commission, come speak to us. And, talk to what they're working on and maybe what we're working on.
North Brunswick, yeah.
Or North Brunswick, could be North Brunswick or Somerset. I put North Brunswick, but it certainly could be Somerset County.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
If you
mean?
could get somebody next month, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
so we're working on that. So you'd have what other committees are doing, what a commission is doing in their particular town. So
Will there be any history involved in the HRCs?
Sure.
In the prior history of HRCs and
Right.
Sure,
what
yeah,
any
yeah,
accomplishments
yeah,
they
yeah.
made it made and so forth?
I think it would be helpful, even prior to our meeting, for us to have a brief discussion about what should be.
Yeah, and I think that's just a suggestion that's on the table to look at, you know what I mean, about the history behind
Include
the
history.
formation of the Historical Commission.
Being that I have been here the longest, except for Gary,
Yeah.
that I think.
Nora and I.
And you, yeah, and
That'd be good.
that there's some history that we have accomplished. I thought it may be a part of it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's the reason for the discussion with the subcommittee, what do you put in there? Like, I think the other question came up, do you put the names of the present committee? Well, if you do, then when the committee changes, you have to change the brochure again. You know what I mean? So it's just simply, just have the website maybe,
It would
mention
outdate
things
it.
like that. You know what I mean? So those are different things that come up, but the historical, the mission statement would be something else that we'd talk about.
Right.
Are there any other ideas about what should be in there besides the history?
And the diversity of our town is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna look at, how we put the diversity in there
We
somehow.
prepared the last mission statement years ago.
Yeah, so,
That was years ago.
but, I think we just need to make edits to the
Yeah.
current language, but add to it, because we could
Yeah.
definitely make something more
Right.
robust this time around.
Okay, thanks, Peter. Alex,
So comments?
talk about Ramadan with and everything.
So this, I think probably most of you know that we have about 27 miles of trail in our township. Our township is really beautiful. But there was one open space that we don't have any trails, and that's on County Road 518. So this past Sunday, myself, which I'm the liaison on the trail committee, along with 4 other committee members, we took 2.5 hours and walked through this beautiful wooded open space. And the objective was to see if there is a way that we can add some trails for the people to walk and enjoy the nature. So we took some pictures and also some notes. So we're going to be reviewing on March 12th to see what the next step will be for that. There was a wonderful event, I think it was a pretty unique event, in celebration of the Black History Month. I don't know if any of you attended the Walk Through History. Anybody attended that Walk Through
Here at the
History?
Senior
Yeah,
Community
at the
Center?
Yeah.
The panel discussion, yes, I did.
Oh, man, you should have, don't miss those kind of things. It was really a wonderful way to learn about the Black history. So that was a really good one. We had the Ramadan lightning, which took place last Sunday. and it was well attended. We have
Who
quite
were
a
the
few
sponsors
people, and HRC was one of the sponsors. The other thing that at least I was involved, along with one of my colleagues, Councilman Amberson, we are on the executive committee of YMCA. As you may know, we're trying to bring a YMCA to the township.
We had her here once.
Right.
We had her here once.
Meg was here
Yeah,
also.
we had her.
And I'm hoping that will happen sometime soon. It's going to bring so much benefit to the township, from employment, for our helping the well-being of our community members, especially the youth and the elderly. I've seen YMCA's toured it, but this past December, I told my wife that, you and I need to go and become a member of a YMCA and just experience firsthand. And that's what we did. We joined the Piscataway YMCA, and it's amazing. We go every other day, so it's just really beautiful. What really surprised me was the number of elderly people coming there, and number of youth and the younger children coming there. It's just unbelievable. So I'm hoping that we will have one in our township. Then there is an event which, again, this is the Advisory Board of Health. I'm the council liaison on that one. And that meeting is next Wednesday, March 5th. And we're going to have Dr. Ravali, which is the superintendent, and a representative from Zufall Health. And they're going to come and talk about how the Zufall Health has expanded their services to our township. So I encourage you, if you have, it's 7:30 in the evening, if you can come and join, it will be a good discussion for you to learn as an HRC member what kind of change is happening in our township relative to providing health services. So that I encourage you to do that. Very busy at the council as a whole. This is the time that we talk about the budget. So we are working on that. One thing that I will just share with you is the health insurance cost has gone up quite a bit, about 18%. And so our cost has gone up, and we're trying to see what else we can do so we don't have to increase the taxes. And this is always the council always wants to find a way so we don't increase the taxes to the township community. So we're basically busy with that part of the business as well.
So, question.
Yes, please.
Whatever happened to the senior health clinic? At one time, is Mr. Whatchamacallit?
I can't hear you, John.
Senior health clinic?
Remember, who the lady used to be here? One of our members. She's a doctor now.
Oh, Sharon? Oh, no. Yeah,
Shireen.
Shireen.
And she had started it.
Yes.
And then later on, they was to build a house clinic. And I heard some conversation. Now I haven't heard conversation about that in the past couple of years. Who was doing that? What happened to that?
They didn't do that. They were exploring partnerships, I believe, with Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken, Robert Wood Johnson, to see if they can bring here. But Zufall Health, actually, it's going to really, now they are dealing with the students primarily.
I know
they
that.
want to expand it to the families as well.
Yeah.
So
you still didn't answer my question.
Part of the county, you know.
that didn't
That was the county that was doing that with Shireen, and it was in the township.
She was yes, that was a community partnership that she brought here through her involvement
And
at
then right after she
medical
left,
school.
then there was a group that was still
That's with
pursuing that.
That's with the county, Johnny. That is with the county, I think. Okay. Anything else?
Any question?
Anything else? Michelle, you quiet today? You all right? Okay, our next meeting is March.
Do you want to give her a chance to, as a public, to see if she has any questions?
Oh, I asked mine earlier.
No, I'm talking about Michelle.
No,
She's
no,
a
Michelle.
public, usually they
John gave you 3
floor
seconds.
to the public.
Karen gave you 3
Open to
seconds.
the public.
I did do the
The next meeting is
class.
I'm sorry?
It's
The tattoos class, the Palestinian
Oh, yeah,
embroidery
you were there.
class.
In the
Yeah, yeah.
library.
That was excellent.
yeah,
That was a really good one.
yeah, that was great. Okay, our next meeting is March 26th. We hope to have some other people from the other HRCs, as Pete says. Other than that, happy Ramadan, my friend.
So speaking of Ramadan, I just want to mention one thing.
I'm sorry.
Yes, okay. So one of the things that Muslim community do in Ramadan is really engage in act of charities. And so a few years back, we started a food sponsorship for our community members in need. And so this year also, there are going to be 100 families that we wanted to sponsor. And so all the money that will be collected will be given to Food Bank and another organization which serves the food, Gitma. So I just want to tell you that that is also something that the community does to serve the people in need. And lastly, there is a 65th anniversary of your church.
Yes.
Yes, that is going to be March 9th, I understand, starting at 3.
I got the invitation.
1 at 3.
So if you can,
It's the 65th anniversary for Holy Trinity Lutheran, right on Amwell.
640 Amwell Road.
I got the invitation. I'm going to send a copy.
Oh, okay, thank
of the
you.
HRC, because the interfaith is also participating with that. So if you want to come, that's
Looking forward to that.
Definitely, yeah. We like the community to be there, so everybody's welcome.
yes, Michelle.
I was in a meeting today with the Franklin Food Bank. The Empty Bowls event is not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite food bank events ever because.
What they do, Michelle?
What's that?
What they do?
They have local artists do pottery. And so when you buy your ticket, it gets you lunch and a piece of pottery. And then they have, when you walk in the room, there's just a ton of pottery that you could buy once you're in there.
Everybody gets a pottery.
Everybody
free.
gets one bowl with their
Bowl.
ticket.
Oh, that's what it is, okay.
Is it at the senior center?
No, it's
No,
at
it's
the
at Doubletree Hotel.
Hotel.
I bought my ticket already.
Oh, it'll be at the Doubletree.
Okay, what is
They
that?
increased the ticket price, by the way, to 70.
Oh, God.
Maybe early bird was.
Yeah.
No, early bird was 70, actually.
Okay.
Oh,
But it goes to a great cause, obviously.
It is.
Food
It really
bank
is good.
Our
And
food
food
bank does
service.
amazing work, so everybody buy your tickets right away.
Send me an email.
Free food, too.
I'll copy the HRC. Okay, thank you all. Thank you. Welcome aboard. And,
Thank you, it's great to be here.
Okay. We have a good group, and I'm happy you're back, Peter. Thank you.